Donald Trump is throwing a big wrench into the wheels of global business and starting a trade war with China. But is it a war that he can win? Let's get to the bottom line.
China insinuating today that President Trump is lying.
The ongoing trade war between the U.S. and China, it could finally be cooling off. President Trump said yesterday negotiations are, quote, active, while the spokesperson for Beijing says that their door is wide open for talks.
Tensions between the world's two largest economies are reshaping global trade and geopolitical dynamics more than ever before. During his presidency, Donald Trump's aggressive trade policies against China not only energized his supporters, but also sparked intense global debates. Yet, a lingering question remains. Did the trade war unfold as Washington had intended, or did Beijing manage to sidestep its blows and secure its own advantage? Recent trends on Chinese social media suggest a sharp and rather mocking view of Trump's legacy.
This has been trending on Weibo, and the trending hashtag is Trump caved in. It's number 2 trending topic on Chinese social media.
A hashtag trending at number 2, Trump caved in, captures the widespread sentiment. Millions of Chinese users are highlighting the gap between Trump's combative rhetoric and the actual outcomes of his policies, filling the space with sarcasm and fierce criticism. Their discussions often center around one theme: where were the tangible victories promised by Trump's bold words? Thus, the U.S.-China relationship today can be seen not merely as a rivalry of economies, but also as a complex psychopolitical battlefield. Before we delve deeper, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications, and hit the like button. The evolution of the trade war, the so-called trade war, was never confined merely to tariffs or market fluctuations. It extended into the technological, military, diplomatic, and even cultural spheres, commanding global attention. Before taking office, Trump frequently accused China of cheating, violating intellectual property rights, and destabilizing the American economy with unfair practices. Once in the White House, he launched a barrage of aggressive measures under the slogan America First.
A new vision will govern our land. From this day forward, it's going to be only America first. America first.
Raising tariffs, banning tech giants like Huawei, and urging American companies to move production out of China. These moves shook the global economy, yet China retaliated quickly, imposing its own tariffs, blacklisting American firms, and galvanizing nationalistic sentiment on its tightly regulated social media platforms like Weibo, WeChat, and Douyin. In this controlled yet vibrant online environment, a popular sentiment began to emerge. Trump made a lot of noise, but when it came to action, he cowered. Initially vowing to destroy China, Trump eventually sat down with Beijing to sign the Phase 1 trade deal, a compromise that fell far short of America's original ambitions, according to many observers. Chinese netizens mockingly pointed out that American farmers, tech companies, and manufacturers bore the brunt of the conflict, with little gain to show for it. Social media, the echo chamber of nationalism. Social media in China played a pivotal role in shaping public perception. Despite state oversight, millions of users engaged actively, posting memes, criticisms, and satirical takes. Trump's bravado was swiftly dismantled by netizens who noted he shouted loudly, but when it mattered, he retreated. The outbreak of COVID-19 further intensified this narrative. As Trump's handling of the pandemic faltered and the U.S. death toll climbed, Chinese users began to describe him as a coward, not only in trade, but also in leadership. Trump's threats to shut down TikTok, his pandemic response, and even the Phase 1 agreement were all portrayed as hollow gestures that ultimately amounted to failure. Cartoons proliferated across Chinese platforms depicting Trump wielding a sledgehammer against China's economic walls, only to end up hurting himself. Many quipped, months of tweeting, and the result? We are still standing. We provide the world with masks. America is buried in chaos. Behind the humor, a broader strategy. It would be a mistake to dismiss this mockery as mere humor. In reality, it reflects a broader nationalist narrative, one subtly encouraged by state media. When criticism aligns with state interests, such as undermining American credibility, it is often allowed to flourish rather than censored. Trump's aggressive trade war, instead of weakening China, reinforced a sense of national pride among Chinese citizens. Every tariff rollback, every sign of hesitation from Washington was broadcast as evidence. Look, they tried to bring us down and failed. The term coward evolved into a symbolic tool, suggesting that the U.S., faced with China's resilience, chose to hide behind tariffs and sanctions rather than competing directly. This characterization painted America as a declining power unable to confront China on equal terms. The global echo of the coward narrative. Internationally, this narrative gained traction as well. Western media outlets often reference Chinese mockery of Trump to illustrate Beijing's rising confidence. While some American analysts acknowledged the trade war's economic drawbacks, others contended that confrontation was inevitable, even if poorly managed. In the United States, Trump's critics questioned the tangible benefits of the trade war, asking whether it had improved America's economic standing or merely inflicted self-harm. Ironically, the criticisms voiced by Chinese netizens mirror the concerns of American opposition figures: bold declarations, few victories. Thus, Chinese social media portrayal of Trump as a coward wasn't isolated. It resonated globally, amplified by a digitally interconnected world where political perceptions across continents interact and feed off one another, the legacy of a digital battle. Today, even as Joe Biden pursues a more measured, diplomatic approach to China, while maintaining many of Trump's tariffs, the ghost of the Trump era lingers. The coward label has cemented itself in Chinese popular discourse, symbolizing not just a failure of one leader, but the perceived vulnerability of American power itself. Whether future U.S. leaders will face similar ridicule depends on how they manage this complex rivalry. If Washington reacts sensitively to insults abroad, it risks making rash moves. If it maintains strategic patience, it might avoid repeating the same mistakes. For now, the phrase "Trump is a coward" remains a vivid emblem of how social media, nationalism, and global politics intersect, and how the scars of the trade war live on not only in policy, but in popular memory. Thank you for following us and taking the time to read. We hope this exploration into Trump was a coward. Chinese social media mocks Trump on trade has been enlightening. Stay tuned for more international insights through a multidimensional lens. Take care and goodbye.